right, man. Welcome back to the Geekset podcast, the only podcast that blend hip-hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces in the building. This is 1-on-1 with Deuces, the place where I speak with curators, creators, and people that you should know. And right now, man, I'm speaking with somebody that I am a true fan of. And I don't think you know this, but you are like legit like in Black royalty right now. Like, because the way your hive ride for you. But we are speaking with the talented Gail Bean. How are you doing?
Hello. Oh my God. Like, oh, you just hyped me. I'm about to catch the Holy Spirit up in here. That was a nice ass intro. Like,
Here's the thing. Like I said, I'm all about making sure people get their flowers while they're here, right? And one of the things that I noticed, I've been a fan of yours for quite some time. I know that everybody always says, "Oh, we saw you in Dormtainment," but I know your career started beforehand. But that was my intro to you, and then just seeing you in things. And here's what I noticed with me and a lot of people on Twitter when like their interactions with you. For some reason, we gravitated towards you, where we was like, we just want to see you win. So anytime that you win something, it is us like, yeah.
oh, let me tell you something that happened yesterday. This is like totally off subject, but this is how your intro made me feel. This is also why I love Atlanta and I feel it's the best place in the world and all Black people should move here. But so I was walking to Thumbs Up and I parked my car. This man came out his store or restaurant, whatever it was, and he was cleaning the windows. I said, "Good morning. Have a great day." He said, "Good morning. Have a great life." I was like, "Oh shit." So that's like, have a great life. That's how your intro just made me feel. So I just want to say thank you. You're great. And you're gonna forever be blessed. This year is going to be full of abundance and even more. It's only going to get greater and higher and better. And people will not just acknowledge your value and recognize you, but they will also give you your flowers and love on you, and your Blackness will continue to be rich and increase.
I appreciate that. You
You're
know,
welcome.
that's another thing. Since I followed you, just how you put your personality on Twitter, you are a person that really do celebrate like just people that support. Like, and I had this conversation with just a few people beforehand. It's like how us as Black people sometimes we get to a point where we feel like everybody's competition. So especially Black men. So it's hard for other Black men to celebrate another Black man, doing something big because I don't know, machismo or whatever the case may be.
Mm.
But I was like, it's super important that we do that we continue to uplift and support. And I've seen you do that for multiple people that you either work with or interact with, or even people that you're just a fan of. And I think that
Mm.
that is a huge quality of yours and why you continue to be blessed and just being so many things.
Thank you. I receive it. I do receive it. I feel if you genuine and authentic, you will get blessed.
Mm, yeah, yeah.
If you understand, like there was this little TikTok or whatever it was where this girl had, I guess she dropped something and was like, "You the baddest bitch on the block, but not on my, but on your block, not on my block."
Hey, I see that.
Like I feel like we all have our own individual block where there's nobody on it but us.
Yep.
Like, and if just people would think like that and understand that and know that, like, then wins literally that song Big Sean got, blessings keep falling in my lap, like they would literally fall in your lap. I've gotten auditions and I share auditions with people I know, like, hey, I'm going in for this, see if your reps can get you in. Like, if like one of us gotta win, and if it's for me, then it's for me, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it's supposed to be for you and I was supposed to tell you so because it was for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, maybe you're supposed to bring this to your reps. So I just feel like a lot of times the problem with the Black community, the one problem that trickles down into minor problems is pride.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's the root of evil in the Black community. Like, pride keeps us from pride gives us ego, pride gives us entitlement, pride keeps us from sharing information, sharing knowledge, pride keeps us from congratulating others, pride causes us to hate. Pride, like, is the root of the evil in the Black community. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny because like one of the reasons why I got into podcasting, because I used to listen to podcasts a lot, because I love to get people's POV. Like we can disagree no matter what the case may be, but I'm more interested in how did your thought process get you to where you're at, right? Because like
mhm.
I think like with like our first actual interaction over Twitter was we was talking about the Gucci and Jeezy battle and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, ride the hard for
Yes, we
Gucci.
were talking about the battle that Gucci won.
No, you was riding hard
That's
for
what you meant to say.
Gucci.
We were discussing that. And so, since your listeners may not know my stance on it, let's just inform them that Gucci won this battle, and people feel it's a thing of pettiness by him bringing up killing Jeezy's homeboy. If you put a hit on me, the fact that we're in the same room is growth.
Right.
The fact that I ain't shot you, I ain't aired this bitch out is growth. So let me just remind you of how far I've grown, because I don't want you to misstep and think shit's sweet. And then
Right.
I have to tell you, you have to take me back and I have to digress. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why I think Gucci won. And because at the end of the day, Gucci played a lot of songs that he could have, that people feel he should have and would have won the battle, but the people know. So
Well,
at the end of the day,
here's what I realized, and this is where like I was like, all right. I mean, like we just had a debate on it, but here's the what I realized is that
mm,
for the people who are from Atlanta, what Gucci did and like his impact on Atlanta and in music in general hit harder from the out from the outside. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We
mm,
love Gucci out here, but we also love Jeezy. So it's like that level of it. Like for us, Jeezy was like he contributed to most of our summers, and you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. So I realized that because even when I went to the clubhouse afterwards and just listening to people talk, the Atlanta people like what battle was y'all watching? Gucci clearly won, but everybody else is like, what are you talking about? Like,
you gotta understand the Gucci is a lot of us like just came from around the way and made it and was really like candidly speaking a nigga in this shit.
yeah,
Like I'm not saying Augusta is some light work. I don't really. I mean, Jesus, I think is from Augusta. I've been there. I think like I had friends that went to Payne College,
yeah,
but I ain't never been in Augusta to know Augusta. But from Atlanta to know how much you can get caught up in, to know like what it's like, to know how much you can get sucked in, to have gone and been in these clubs and these places with him, to see like how much of a struggle it is just from shit from around the way you can get caught up in. We're proud of him. We're
yeah, yeah.
like even with him going and doing his time, you know, him coming out, everybody with the clone stuff, but like I don't know, we're proud of him.
I'm on record to say though, like I said that. So I wasn't a big Gucci fan at from the like before. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't.
For be honest, I got a shirt made. Say
Okay.
that. Say that. I should have wore it.
All right, well, I guess Ashley's gone. We talked to y'all. I mean, she's going to go get the Gucci shirt. As you can see, she is clearly a big Gucci fan.
Like real deal. This the shirt I got made for the battle.
You out here?
Hey, Gucci Mane LaFleur, East Atlanta Center, Roderick Davis, and Mr. Zone 6 and Guap.
Wow. So
Had all his aliases.
So here's where but I was never on board with the clone thing. I applauded that man for what he did and how he turned things around. And to me, here's what Gucci reminds me of. Like everybody got that family member who's like you don't call them for beef because you know that they'll take it there, right? So like they
Yeah.
live a different life, they probably smiling with the kids and everything, and you're like, hey man, don't mess with him because like if he go back to his old ways, and that's how I see Gucci. I see Gucci like, right now. He's living, he's doing his thing, but don't make him go back to his old ways. You remember how it used to be. But here's another
I
thing.
agree.
Here's another reason why I think you connect with Gucci too. So through my research and everything, and through like just past interviews and even just Twitter interactions, it seems like you was like a goon in the past.
Okay, so this is what I think. I think in my like in a life that I don't remember, but like it's some sprinkles of dust left over that maybe I was like a mob boss. And I was probably in a gang and I probably killed a plethora of people. Um but that's just what I that's just what I think because it's in my blood. So I'm pretty certain that maybe in a past life I lived this to the fullest. But no, I mean I'm from the east side of Atlanta. I'm from Stone Mountain. Um, I I have both parents that love me. I'm not gonna pretend I don't. don't.
Right.
Cause listen, I'm fortunate. And I always tell people I'm hood adjacent. Like I ain't from the hood, I'm hood adjacent. My mama and my daddy, them, you know what I'm saying? They got it out the mud, so I wouldn't have to. Like I definitely still had to do my due diligence and my grind. But my parents, I ain't never want for nothing. They
Yeah.
always made sure that I had, and it wasn't like some people, will call me spoiled, but my mother always said I ain't spoiled, I'm deserving, which is true. And I stand on that because I bust my ass. Like I'm not a perfect child. I done done a lot. I done done a lot, and been through some things, but I'm here now. I'm not gonna lie. When I moved to LA, I was on probation, and my mama was like, "You should not be moving." And I was like, "Look, I'm not finna let the government dictate my moves."
Keep me down.
Like, it was like they're not gonna dictate my moves. So I'ma still say I live there. I'ma still call and I'ma still pay. And I ain't gonna get in no trouble. They ain't even gonna know I'm gone. Like, watch this. Why this?
Right.
So uh so I mean, I don't have a squeaky clean past. Someone had just posted on Twitter the other day.
That's what I was. That's one of the things that led me to. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, yeah. So somebody texted me and was like, "Yo, so I'm not perfect. I'm saved, and just because I'm saved, don't mean I ain't God. I will tell you that.
What
Look, God forgives.
what did the artist say? Try Jesus. Don't try
Try Jesus. Don't try
because
me.
I
Yeah,
got hands.
yeah. So I mean, I had fun as a child. The thing with the whole fighting thing, like I said on Twitter, I grew up with five. I have five brothers. I'm
Right.
the only girl. I didn't get sisters until I got Delta. So like arguing is not me. I'm not the typical girl that's gonna argue. We not finna talk about it. I don't want to hear no explanation. Like, and then I have always been little and I've always been really, really sweet and nice and happy. So, and I'm kind. So people will take your kindness for weakness. But I'm also very candid. So my candor is I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be transparent. And if you're doing something and I feel you take my kindness for weakness, I'm going to inform you. And a lot of times when you call people out about stuff, and I don't call them out on no, I'm trying to check you. I'm never on no, I'm trying to embarrass somebody. I'm like, look, you take your shit sweet and it's not. So please stop.
Yeah.
So they get a pride. Like I told, pride be the downfall of black folks. They pride be hurt when you call them out about some shit. And I'm like, it ain't no beef. Just don't do that. Like, don't do me like that. I wouldn't do you like that. I haven't done you like that. Don't do me like that because you gonna make me hit a point.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
like so let's not. Let's keep it sweet. Let's be nice. So I did used to fight a lot. I did. I did. And I never lost a fight.
Well, you know what? For the people who try you like that, they must not have seen you yelling on Twitter in your sports takes because so you are one of the. It's funny is I use you as a reference secretly for a lot of people when I talk to guys or in general, and they like when they're talking about women who know sports, and I'm like, there's somebody I know who knows way more sports than me. And I was like, and she be going ham on Twitter. And I reference you a lot. I'm like, Wanda from Snowfall. If you see her on Twitter, like and during the season,
I've
you,
calmed down a lot since the Kaepernick days. I haven't watched as much. I've
right,
calmed down a lot, but football is very, very dear to my heart. Like that's another thing that's in my blood. My daddy used to play in the NFL. He coached in the NFL. My brothers play D1 ball, so I am like diehard football fan. Now, when it comes to basketball, I'm not like a basketball fan, but I'm a LeBron fan. Like I'm a fan of people.
got so much beef because I'm a registered LeBron hater.
Oh wow. See, you know what? Like, where are your parents?
Just on
Because
the court.
this go back to how you was raised. So I need to talk to them.
On the court, I don't like LeBron, but off the court,
Uh,
LeBron, my nigga. Like I love everything he does off the court. He is an amazing,
so
amazing.
your heart is divided, is what you're
It is.
telling me.
It
Okay.
100% is. It
So
100%.
which part of the geek of you, because the geek gotta like LeBron both ways. So I'm gonna just chalk the part that is a hater of LeBron up to just the black man. Because
Um, but you know what? Where I made the connection for you, I said you're basically Cameron Diaz in Any Given Sunday.
Oh yes, I do. You know what? That's one of my favorite films.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. But it was like, cause I was like, or like she had family in sports. She went hard for it. She knew what the hell she was talking about. She can run that shit. And I was like, I can see you embodying something like that. Like that could be because you like when I read your tweets, I read the emotion of it. Like,
It's definitely there.
so who's your team? I mean, it's Falcons, right?
Okay, wait. Okay, so my team is the Falcons. My loyalty is with whoever my daddy with,
Mm-hmm.
and I also love the Raiders.
Okay.
I'm always gonna love the Raiders. Like my brother grew up loving them, so I just naturally, as the little sister, love the Raiders. But I'm rising up all day.
Yeah.
We gonna rise up. If we don't do nothing else, we gonna rise up.
So let's get into you a little bit more. So for those who do recognize you and everything, which I'm sure most of my fans and our listeners do, because when I posted the little image, like, man, you know what's funny? It's funny when like when I interview certain actors, especially when it comes down to the women, I always get the crazy questions, and I was like, fam, I need legit questions. I can't come to her with the questions about the questions that y'all ask me. I need legit questions. But I mean, you've been in some of like the top shows right now: Insecure, Atlanta, Snowfall. You were had the movie on Netflix, Unexpected. You was in the Detroiters, Games People Play. Um,
Mhm.
but with those, like I said, you've been a part of like some big casts, and I was listening to one of your interviews, and you were just talking about the dynamics on the set and everything like that, and how
Mhm.
so like Atlanta, because it's shot in your hometown. It's it's no studio. You're pretty much shooting outside there. Um, Talk a little bit more about that experience in
On
regards to
location.
like, yep.
Um, so it's so funny. I literally just tweeted today because I was listening to SZA's Control album and I love her. Um, that came out like not too long before we shot Atlanta. Atlanta was special to me because, like I said, we shot here. It was the first major project I shot in my city. I got to come back home. They treated me first rate, flew me first class, put me down in the AC, and just everything all around was amazing, phenomenal. Pay was amazing, just everything top of the rate. So, um, they really just treated you like we're so grateful and happy to have you. Very welcoming, very appreciative of you being there. And I'm like, Donald personally came up to all of us and said, thank you for doing the show. And I said, Donald, boy, this show got Emmys. We from here. What the hell? Who, what? Say no. I don't give a fuck. If I was bathing in Jesus, I'd be like, look, my brother, you got to be dirty today. Because it was it meant so much. It meant more than work. And then to get it, I already held it on a pedestal, but then to get here and the experience be so amazing and so beautiful. Everybody on that set is so humble, is cool. It's like you kicking shit with your friends and your family from way back.
Right.
And there, it didn't matter what ethnicity, what race, what gender, what it was just like, we here. Let's have a good time. Let's turn up. And he allowed us to just be a lot of maybe I know I always change the percentage because to be honest, we did so much shit that wasn't in the script. But I think maybe 40% of it could have been improvised.
Okay.
Like he just really in the script was always in flux. I don't have no script of Atlanta, like not in my inbox at all. Cause I don't think they ever emailed it to us. I think they gave us a hard copy
Hmm.
because they didn't have it yet.
Right.
So it wasn't until we got to the table read where they was printing it out and bringing it to us. And then they were like, okay, cool. But then it was always more updates, always more revisions because their brain is just like always thinking. And it may be something that they hear or something to where up in even in the scene, they're like, okay, just go and we're gonna record. That'll be the rehearsal, and then we'll let you know what we like and what we're gonna keep.
Right. And
So I mean, I that show deservedly won all the Emmys that it
yeah,
got.
100%. And
Yes.
the reason why I think it was so dope, and I love that they allowed you guys to improv like that, is the
Mhm,
authenticity of it. Like, so when you watch like The Wire, you
mhm,
feel like you are in Baltimore because David Simon allowed the people kind of to like, okay, I need you guys to bring the actual environment here. So yes, this is the loose script, but I need you guys to bring that element. I feel like
Yeah.
with Atlanta, that was the same thing. Atlanta was like, okay, we're calling it Atlanta, so it has to feel like Atlanta, but it has to feel like the Atlanta that the people of the city know, not the what we think or the outside things.
Because there's a lot of shows where um whether it's a hospital procedure or a law show or a show set in the city, and the people from the city are like, this is not true to us. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? They're not, they don't even watch it. They don't support it. That's one thing I do love about Atlanta. I feel like Atlanta is very supportive of all things that are generated from Atlanta. Anything that's Atlanta, anything that is captures the essence or the heart of the city or that comes from Atlanta, we're supportive of it. So I just felt like the show Atlanta did such a beautiful job of that. I tell people all the time, I said season 1 is like you go to Atlanta for a weekend.
yeah,
Season 2 is like now, because people weren't understanding the individual episodes, like some of the weird shit that happened, like the Teddy episode,
yeah.
Teddy Perkins episode. And I'm like, season 1, you go to Atlanta for a weekend or a week. Season 2 is like, oh, you stay all summer. So now you getting into shit that really happens in it, like random shit that happens in Atlanta. You be like, what the hell?
Right.
I said you, but you love it.
Yeah.
I said that it's true. It's the essence. I told him, I used to be so homesick in LA, like sad. I was too broke to fucking come back. I felt like I was missing all my friends. I was missing everybody grow up. I was just missing so much. And then Atlanta came out, and I was like, oh, home is in my living room. Like, um, and even the episode with, like, I know this is the thing. I know the world is so sensitive right now, and there's like the whole thing with, everything with LGBTQ and allies and non-allies and supporters, secret supporters. Like it's so weird right now. But the episode, like in the South is still the motherfucking South.
Yeah.
So like here, I had to tell my friends and stuff like, don't be saying gay around me, because like you could say it, but y'all got to be mindful, because I'm gonna say the shit and I gotta go back to LA. So don't say it. So like if me and my boyfriend kissing, like they'll be like, gay. You guys are so like, or we just like up on it, gay. You
Right.
guys are so gay. So I'm like, stop, because then I'm gonna just naturally, if they do some shit where it's like, it's not even really like the definition
Right.
of.
The definition is so far from the original now, but it was like, yeah, I get it.
So the episode where they had, and I know I'm sorry, spending so much time talking about Atlanta. I just want to.
Okay.
They had the episode, the jail episode, which is my all-time favorite, where they're in there and bro was like, nigga, that's some nigga. Like, nigga, you gay. Like, I was like, that's real Atlanta shit. Like,
But
regardless of what the climate is going on in the world, like I know everybody else trying to be politically correct and catch up with the world, but I'm like, Atlanta is on its own time. We ain't catching up with nobody.
But you know what's funny? Milwaukee. So I don't know if you ever noticed, but Milwaukee and Atlanta got a lot of similarities, and a lot of people from Milwaukee go down to Milwaukee. I mean, a lot of people from
Black people.
yeah, of course. A lot of
Okay.
people from Milwaukee goes down to Atlanta, and a lot of like the things that you guys do in general make it back up to here. So it's like a long distance link. Like people try to connect us in Chicago a lot, but us in Atlanta are connected heavily.
Okay, I'm gonna have to visit. I got a really close friend from Milwaukee. I'm gonna have to visit one day, because I tell them all the time, I'm like, y'all got black people there? I say it all the time. I'm
Yeah,
like, I ain't never heard of Milwaukee.
two questions that I always get, which was funny because when I interviewed Rome, I had to tell him. So the good fellas of Dorntainment, also your brothers,
Yes.
they love Cuckoo Cow. And so like he's a rapper from Cuckoo Cow. I don't know. Do you remember the song In My Projects? It was an old song, like when BT was still playing music videos.
I'm sure there's more words. That's all you gonna give me?
That's the main part of it. Like, but they talk about it all the time. But that's the two things people always ask is there's black people in Milwaukee, and who is Cuckoo Cow? Like, where is Cuckoo Cow?
Alexa, play rapper Cuckoo Cow.
I couldn't find the songs you requested. Looking songs by Death Cab for Cutie.
See,
on
Alexa,
Amazon
stop.
Music.
Alexa, stop. See, she be like, what? I don't know that black shit, but let me give you some white options.
I'll
No,
send you the video.
please. Okay, so go ahead. So Cuckoo Cow was from there. He was big on BET.
Yeah, he was the biggest artist at the time, and then people always ask where black people were. But I told Rome, I said,
So he put Milwaukee on the map.
kind of, sort of. He was the first one of the first people. But I told Rome I'm gonna get him an autograph CD because I see Cuckoo Cow damn near almost every other day in the hood, riding around and shit like that. Like he the homie. So
There's some other people from Milwaukee. Who are some other Milwaukee staples?
well, I mean, there's a lot of people. I mean, Rico Love, he came from Milwaukee.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah, yeah. Rico Love.
You ain't name yourself.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm having my humble pie here. I'm making it for myself though. I'm making a name for myself.
Okay.
Business.
You got a name. You got a name for yourself. They just, people is finding out.
Trying to catch up. Yeah, yeah. And then Business Boy, who was a producer, he did a lot on Black's album. He did work with damn near everybody. Hit Boy, Hitmaker. He didn't work with, like, I do believe he did some stuff with Beyonce. Like he's like Business Boy got a whole bunch of stuff. He's one of my homies too that I highly celebrate because of like just his accomplishment in music. And like 6 Lack is one of my favorite artists right now, man. Like
oh wow.
Do Atlanta love Black like that too?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure.
He's from here.
I know he's from East Atlanta. Listen here. I listen to so much East Atlanta music that I feel like I can relate.
He's from here. He's my friend he's on the label that my friend owns, LVRN.
Oh, your friend owns that. So yeah. I love Renaissance. I want to let you know. You tell your friend that you know a guy in Milwaukee who loves it. Like it's funny because like I also make music. I started making music and everything like that. And the 4 crews right now that I primarily listen to, that was like anything they drop on the label, I'm gonna listen to, is Dreamville, Love Renaissance, TDE, and then anything from Griselda. Like
I'm gonna blow your mind. So my high school, this is why I feel like just Atlanta's so supportive, but I feel like the East Side, I mean, whatever. Whoever take offense gonna take offense. But at the end of the day, the East Side is something different to be from the East Side of Atlanta.
My favorite people right now is from the East Atlanta.
We stick together, I feel like, and we're more like sociable and have a good time with one another than anybody from any area of Atlanta. Jid went to my high school. That's my brother from another. That's family. Yeah. Tunde, who is LVRN, that's my brother from another. Went to my high school. Like I feel like just the East Side of Atlanta. I mean, all of Atlanta I feel produces greatness, but I feel like the East Side of Atlanta stick together and work with each other a little more than any other part of Atlanta. We're more. It's not. We ain't in competition.
When next time you talk to all the ones that you consider your brother, just let them know you know a person that like 100% appreciate their music and what they're contributing to it.
I will.
I truly like my playlist is truly like my music and then their music. Like I've been listening to them for like the past 2-3 years nonstop. Like
Did I forget the clacker out there? I'm just gonna clap.
You have brought it too.
I know. I'm just gonna clap.
I'm mad because I was definitely expecting you to get it.
I mean, I could quickly go grab it.
Just clap. 1, 2, 3.
All right, man. Welcome back to the Geekset podcast, the only podcast that blend hip-hop culture and geek culture together. I'm your boy Deuces in the building. With me, I got my man Liv.
What up? It's Liberace. It's the Puerto Rican Santa. The spiccato playing, beat making, motherfucking legendary ass Puerto Rican. Sofrito Papi, and we back.
As always, I got my man Bacardi in the building.
Randolph today.
Konnichiwa, bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. I hate all of this. I hate all of it.
What's good, everybody? How we doing today?
And we got Didge in the building.
What is happening, people? What's happening, people? What is happening, people? What is happening, people?
He's out the booth.
But it's like I said, we are expanding. We are doing more. So they say make sure you go to youtube.com/Geekset. Follow us on all social media at Geekset Podcast on every social media. And rate and reviews in, man. We are rate and review us on Facebook, rate and review us on Apple iTunes, rate and review us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever platform you're looking at. Give us some ratings, let us know. And then again, this is the only podcast that blend hip hop culture and geek culture together. We are out.
Peace.
So let's talk about Insecure as well. So the big question that I wanted to ask with Insecure and your character Rashida, when you used to work 9 to 5s, were you Rashida?
When I worked 9 to 5s, let me see. Okay. Well, this is the thing. I've had friends at jobs, but like, yeah.
And the reason why I ask is so, like, right now, my current 9 to 5, while I'm doing this and chasing this dream, I work in a call center. And call centers, banks, finance, and just in general, they're all kind of similar. So when I saw that character, I'm like, I know like 5 Rashidas right now that I talk to every day.
But this is the thing. I'm like, at my job, I'm nice and cordial and respectful to everybody, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give everybody the type of conversation. Like, I feel like with Rashida, she was loud to everybody. Well, everybody was hearing her conversation, which was just her. So I feel like to be a Rashida doesn't mean that you have to be loud, but you are unapologetically you in the workforce. So I was unapologetically me in the workforce. So people who I rocked with, that I talked to, I'm gonna talk to them. People who, like, I don't feel like everybody deserves me. So I wouldn't like, I'm not sharing all this information. Like, I think last job I worked, which I was working there when I shot Insecure, was the airlines, Virgin America. And I had like maybe 3 friends out of the whole thing. Like, this girl who I'm still super cool with, love her to death. Her name is Soleil. Kiera, and Sharina. But Sharina left. So then, and then, I mean, Kiera was a manager. And so we hung mainly outside of it and we talked some. But me and Soleil was here. And everybody else, like, I spoke to. Oh, and there's a black dude named Carl and a white girl named Anza. But I mean, she wasn't white, she was other. But she was not black, but she wasn't white. So, I mean, I was unapologetically myself to them, but with other people around, if they weren't at work, I probably wasn't talking.
Yeah.
Because like,
I didn't take Rashida as a bad thing. When I saw it, I was like, all right. To me, where I thought, like, what I liked about the dynamic between Rashida and Molly, and where I was on Rashida's side, I was like, I feel like Molly's in this place where she thinks it has to be this, and she's seeing Rashida can be herself, and she's like, well, I can't be myself, so how can she be herself? And that's was the real conflict. It was more so like you see this person who can be unapologetically free, who they are, and you have to code switch. Like Molly was code switching more than Rashida.
Exactly. You had to be somebody. You felt that you needed to be somebody else in order to win. What I love that they did with Rashida is, even though she was unapologetically herself, she was being herself also included being smart, also included winning. You know what I'm saying? So being top of the class, being a leader. And I feel like that's just me. Like how you said, am I Rashida in my jobs? Yes. Like even in acting, I feel like there are people who are Molly in this entertainment industry. And at the end of the day, I'm still Rashida. Like they see me winning and they see me being me. At the end of the day, I have people ask me all the time, why you not verified? And I tell them, like I tell everybody else, because I don't give a fuck. Right. Like I don't give a fuck about a blue check unless it can be deposited in a goddamn bank.
And listen, you verify with the people. That's why I said you got.
And that's why I said I know people in real life.
Well, and like I said, that's why I said you may not know it, but you actually like we got to come up with your hive name, call us like the Beanery or something. Like I don't know, but you got to come up with your name because you got like just even when you just search your name in it, like even like you pop up in anything, I'm like, oh, I saw my girl Gail Bean. Like you legit got a hive, and I was like, I fuck with that heavily.
I don't know. I think I'd call, if I had a hive, like a real hive and a real hive name, I would call them like the Winners or something.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because they would be the winners. We would all be winners.
You should start manifesting that. So here's the thing, because I know that you also write a lot, and that you all, you're trying to just do some different things. And I know that like in this midst when we just need more Black creators and everything like that, like I'm a huge fan of like I believe that if you start centralizing your fan base and start just throwing everything into like where it's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start creating this. Kind of like what we've been seeing like a lot of Black creators did. Like, you know, when Issa said, you know what, I'm just gonna do my thing. I'm gonna, you know, push my company, push everything, and then she started building her hive. I 100% believe that you will have that exact same success because you actually legit have a hive. And I was like, I can't wait until you start doing stuff like that. Yeah.
I receive it. Oh my God, thank you.
I told you we're all about giving people flowers. I did want to kind of, before we get into Snowfall, of course, we're going to talk about Snowfall, but I did want to talk about your poetry work. So, you know, I also do spoken word as well. And when I learned that about you, I was like, oh, that's dope. And then seeing your visuals and everything, and then kind of like, you know, diving into like your book, which is named, Levon off your middle name. Right?
Yes.
Yep. And then you call it Bean Tree, not poetry.
Yes.
So that book, you said it was when, you know, just some poems that you had put together. When you moved to Cali, you wanted to kind of get it out and put it out as a release for yourself, which I believe 100% manifesting that, getting those emotions out on there, stuff like that. Is there any more to come? I mean, like I said, because that was what 2017 when that book came out.
So, okay, everybody keeps asking, when you gonna put out another book? When you gonna put out another book? I had originally started writing another book to honor like the Black women in my life. My life has hit so many changes. I have like plethora, volumes of poems, but by the time I'm like, oh, I'm ready to put it out, I'm in a different space in my life. Like there was one time I wrote this whole poetry book. It was called 365 Days of Pain.
Okay.
And it was just what I did. Everybody who has hurt me, I'm like such a Sagittarius. So everybody who has hurt me, I wrote their names and then wrote their birthdays and then wrote a poem to them, like without their name, but it was going to be 365 Days of Pain. So their poem that was to them was going to be on the day of their birth. So whoever wanted could buy it and read it and try to figure out if the poem was about them or not. And then I was going to have like a blank area, so people could get out their pain.
That would be a good ass idea.
Yeah, and then I moved into a space where I was like, I'm good. So I didn't put I was like, fuck you. I wrote a poem about it. I wrote a poem. It was like I was gonna write a whole novel on pain, a whole motherfucking novel on pain. But then I decided that they're not worth it. All you get is this measly ass poem. Fuck you. You can keep your apologies and some other stuff. But so that was I have so many ideas, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. And then I reach a point where I'm like, I moved past it. What pushed Levon is because I had really wanted to release visuals.
Yep.
And Dormtainment was like, write the book. And I was like, I don't want to write the book. I already have all the poems. I don't want to put out a book.
Right.
I don't want to. So that was like, write a book. So I wrote the book and I couldn't believe. I was like, oh my God, I wrote a book. Not the book. Not the book. So that's just how that manifested. But I do have like Nikki Giovanni is one of my biggest inspirations. I've went to see her talk. I have her books. I wrote a book off of her, like an inspiration off of, I took one of her poems, one of her books, love poems, and wrote my own book of love poems. That was like reading her poems and how that made me feel and how the love of my life made me feel, or just past loves, current loves, whatever. And I wrote like homage to her and wrote a poetry book. And I was just like, no. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll put out like my unreleased work. But now I've like moved on. I mean, I still definitely write poetry. And I hit a place in my life where I couldn't write any poems. I was like, what I was going through emotionally had silenced all my poetry. And I just was uninspired and I could not write no poems. So, I mean, thank God I'm out that space. I can, in retrospect, write poems about that space. Sometimes, how we have people that are our muse.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have people that are our mute.
Okay.
So I had someone who was my mute, like basically kill all the inspiration of my art.
Right.
So, but I'm gonna come back to it. I think, like, you just never know. Like, I had moments of inspiration where it's like I will write for 7 hours and not know time pass. It's like how you can go in a rabbit hole of watching YouTube videos or movies or tweets. I am an extremist, so I don't have no in between. I tell people that when it comes to drinking, I'll stop drinking and they'll be like, "Oh, you could just have one shot." I'm like, "Look, no, I'm not drinking."
There.
They're like, "You can do it in moderation." I'm like, "I don't have a moderation button.
Right.
I'm an extremist. I'm either on cold turkey not doing it, or I'm a fucking indulge." Like,
I feel like I'm the same. And because so here's the funny thing is in the space that I'm at now, I look at everything as a creative opportunity. Oh, you can create something from it. I'm all about creating from your experience. So the reason why I was asking is the more things because like in that space where I feel like a lot of the creators that I dive deep into, they're telling their long form stories of things that they went through in their life, and with everything that is within the makeup of you, like feel like if people didn't know, like they wouldn't know about the sports, they wouldn't know about your goon pathways, they wouldn't know about the poetry, they wouldn't like. And I feel like if you was to centralize that in some form of a story, whether it is short films or a series or something like that, I would tune in because I'm like I'm on the Gail Bean train, so I'm like, oh, I would love to see this. I would love to see this played out in some way, and I think that would be dope because people connect to things like that. You have a story that people can say, like, oh, you know what, I feel it from that. I know that, or I experienced that, and I think that like that. So that's where I was like, oh, dope. She does poetry, so she already has the artistic aspect to it. She can act. I'm like, and I know you writing, so I'm like, oh man, if she was to put this together like this, I think it would be dope.
thank you. Well, I mean, I'm definitely working on some things. So, I'm still writing, working on my series, and I'm going to produce that. Really, really excited. Trying to, I said 2021. I was telling Cam from Dormtainment that 2021 is my year that each year I have a theme for my year. So one year I think my theme was why not me? Like everything, the answer was why not me? Like I like not a question to, oh, why wasn't it me? But knowing like when they say somebody is going to be great this year, shit, why not me?
Right.
It will be. So that was the thing one year. This year, I told Kim is my just go for a year.
Yeah.
Like just go for it. Like anything is like, okay, you have an idea, just go for it. So like, and I go to God and be like, so what is the year? Because every time I'm like, I had such a great year. Ain't no way we're gonna top this year. Like, ain't no way. So, and then every year it be like, damn, how you do that? I ain't see that one. So this year's my just go for a year. I'm going to get exposure as a content creator, writer, producer, just creative. And my acting is going to open doors for my writing and producing that I didn't dream imaginable. So
Cool. So let's talk Snowfall.
okay.
Big show right now that like everybody's anticipating the return and everything like that. You play the amazing Wanda, which what's funny, and this is like I see people like quote you on it or not quote you, but tag you in it always. They always talk about how like all the like top tier actors or like or they started off they played that crackhead role first. I think Master P was the one that said it first. It was like all the best actors and actresses, they played a crackhead once and now look at them and everything like that. But right, so it's like, hey, you following suit. But I seen people like you are our favorite crackhead, like people is doing that. But with such like that character and everything like that, like how did you like what is the preparation to be into that type of role?
For me, so, and I don't think I ever told anybody this. Like they talk about preparation, but I don't think I've ever told it. I'm sorry. So the day that I have to go in and shoot, I don't shower.
Okay.
Like I know it seems like I don't shower because I don't shower. I don't put on deodorant. So that's how I get the trait where sometimes my character be moving her arms because my underarms be like my underarms be like sticky. Like there's certain things that I feel are as an actor, like I wouldn't say I'm a method actor. Like I ain't gonna try no crack or nothing. I'm not gonna try crack. Like I don't feel like
method doesn't mean go to the extreme.
True. But there are certain things that I feel will give to the character. Like I don't shave or nair or wax or any of that. I don't, of course, get my nails done. I dig in the dirt so I could just, feel it and have that dirt. Once she's became crackhead Wanda.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I did my research. I had firsthand experience up close and personal relationships with addicts, with crackheads in particular, just from my family was here in the 80s. Like I feel like any black family has ran across a crackhead or two in a lineage.
Yeah.
So that also I volunteer with my friend's house. We do feeding the homeless on Skid Row every Wednesday when I am in LA and I am not like working. Right. So I've had that interaction up close and personal. Also, I watched a long time ago before I even moved to LA. Greenmont Park had this documentary. It's called J is for Junkie. I watched it. I loved it. It touched me deeply. And when I booked this after I saw the character arc, I rewatched it. And I also just thought about and knowing like my childhood growing up, one of my great uncles was the crackhead that like he had family that loved him. I've always known the crackheads in my family because I was born after crack was introduced and stuff. I've always just known them to be a crackhead. So I never got to see, which I really loved about Wanda. I never got to see the arc of who they were before. And I got to humanize this crackhead to where you knew and may be able to see bits of her. And the love is already deposited. So you love her before, which is why you still love her after. So part of my developing this character and preparing for it was just doing that research, really tapping in and observing and being aware of what I saw, what I've experienced, what I know is in me and I've seen, but also just breaking it down. I feel like when any character, you got to break it down to the basics. What is it? It's an addiction. So fuck what is it the addiction of? Plain and simple, it's an addiction. I feel like I have addictions. I'm addicted to candy. I'm addicted to chocolate in particular. I feel like I tell people I have two vices, boys and alcohol. So I guess you could say I have an addiction to guys. I have an addiction to alcohol. So knowing if I'm not drinking, when I go through periods where I don't drink, a person could open a bottle across the room and I could smell it and tell you what it was. Like when I tell you Wanda love crack. Right. I love liquor.
What's
like
your drink of choice?
Tequila. Any tequila, as long as it don't come in a plastic bottle. Like I'm a tequila girl. I love Casamigos, Blanco. Like I'm a tequila girl through and through, and it's not like I've had the top tier of the top tier, and I've had the bottom of the barrel. And I mean, I'm a tequila girl. So I prepare for it just by preparing for any addiction. It's just like when it comes to a role, the whole thing with like, I had auditioned for a role and I felt like I did phenomenal. Everybody around felt like I did phenomenal. And it was a gay role. And at the time, I don't really be putting like the dude, whoever I'm with or entertaining or whatever on social media as often. I mean, I started because then people were like, somehow it got out that people thought I was gay because I never posted the dude. And I'm like, or maybe I just don't like to post my guys. Like, if I don't post a nigga, that mean I'm fucking a bitch. Like,
people are weird because they think that like if you don't put everything out, then something must be the opposite. It's like, fam, can they just be regular? Like she's still
like, yeah, like I got gay friends just like I got straight friends. Like I got the whole community. Right. So I had just played the role love as if it was love. I felt like, what's the basics of it? Like, fuck all the extra shit that you put on it. Like the specificity get down to a certain part, but first let's start at the simple, because I feel like with any role, preparation is onions, it's layers.
Yeah.
So what is the core? The core is that it's love.
Right.
Oh, I know that. I know that real well. You know what I'm saying? So the fact, the other specifics that we put on it, that may affect this and that. Like obviously, if it's a girl, I'm not, and it's love, I'm not gonna go grab for the crotch.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I may grab up top. So those specifics will inform the character in certain decisions. But if you don't first understand the core,
Right.
then you know what I'm saying? It's like a house and a foundation. So with Wanda, my foundation was that it's an addiction. You know what I'm saying? So before there was the addiction of crack, I still felt like Wanda had an addiction of a good time.
Yeah.
That's how she evolved to the addiction of crack, because crack ended up being the best good time she could have ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like she was addicted to a good damn time. She wanted to have fun. Leon was a lot of fun. Partying was a lot of fun. Being the girlfriend of a dope dealer was a lot of motherfucking fun.
Yeah.
And then we stumbled upon crack.
Yeah.
And that beat everything out.
Yeah.
So that's why in the scene that people always talk about, that radiator scene, where I'm like, I'm tied to the radiator, and I let him know, I'm gonna find me a real man who don't have a problem with his girl having a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
So
no, you bodied that role. When it came to, I know that like in this world of like acting, like you always like audition for different roles. Were you always auditioning for Wanda, or was there any other ones in Snowfall that you originally went for? Because I know like in Insecure, you originally went for Molly, and
correct.
then they end up with through callbacks.
In Atlanta, I originally went for Van.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
Yes. I like when things come back full circle, but no. But I had been trying to audition for Snowfall for a long ass time. I had been sending that shit to my reps since like back in the I got emails. I had posted it one time on Twitter. I think it was like 2015 or 2014, 2015. I had been sending it like, hey, I heard John Singleton got a new project. See if there's any roles for me. Hey, did you see anything? They were like, oh, it's nothing in the pilot. No roles big enough for you in the pilot. And I was like, hey, or not big enough, but just for you in the pilot. So I was like, hey, I heard they're recasting the pilot. Hey, well, I heard it got picked up. Like, I just kept them on the radar, and they was like, if we see something, let you know. So I was like, you sure you ain't seeing nothing? And then the audition came. It came in.
That's funny because like, so you hear about people relying on their representation to find the roles. I love the fact that you are at the helm of it, telling them, hey, I heard about this, look into that. Hey, and then like even what you said, telling your peoples like, hey, you should tell your peoples to look into it. I think that just goes into like your hustle and who you are as a person, because you're like I can sit here and wait until they bring stuff to me, but nah, I'm gonna also keep my ear to the ground because I know where
we all working, because the thing is, I mean, like, and I even tell people, forget, like, there's so much going on. Nobody is the center and the focus of anybody's lives. Even with you, I'm like, look, remind me.
Yeah.
Because I'm forgetful as fuck. So, like, at the time, I was like, shit, I'm podcasted out. I ain't doing no more goddamn podcast. I'm done. Like, but I'll do some more in the next year. Like, I had reached my point where I was like, yep, it's December is the only time I allow myself to rest. And normally I go to Ghana, and it's not even beginning. It's like mid-December to New Year's. I give myself time to rest. I usually go to Africa. I reset, but because of the pandemic, I couldn't. So I was like, I'm chilling. I'm gonna be here with the family, and it's gonna be good. And I'm not doing shit else for nobody. But I told you, remind me. I will forget. And I started to put on Twitter. You hit me back. I had started to put on Twitter. I was like, somebody wanted me to do a podcast, and I forgot who it was. Please reach out. But you had hit me up before I had wrote it, so I was like, okay, good.
So the way that I operate off of everything in general, and this is why where people always ask me, how do you interview so many people? And I'm like, one, I'm patient. Two, I don't take no as a disrespect. Like some people think where somebody says no or not right now, and they feel disrespected. And I'm like, no, I'm like, fam, patience is key. So like when you said that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I completely understand. There's so many people that I got pending to do an interview with that is just like, and I'm like, but I'm A-okay. I'm not gonna be that person blasting them on Twitter like, oh, I can't believe Gail Bean said no in December. Like I feel like, it's like there's the things that I see people do to try to get noticed I'm like, why? Like the people who try to roast people, but like they say some like super hurtful shit, but they really want to get the attention for somebody. I'm like, you know that you can get the same attention without doing that, and that love will go further. Like when I hit up Rome, I hate that we keep on talking about Dorm Tainment, but I know that they're your
It's fine.
people.
I love them.
But I remember I hit up Rome and everything, and we was chopping it up and everything. And then, he brought up, well, I know everybody wants to, I asked about, a certain person. And I was like, fam, I'm in this business to build relationships. I'm not looking for the hot take. I'm not looking for it to have that moment so I can feed it to TMZ and be
We
like,
ain't trying
oh,
to
look at
Wendy Williams it.
you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm legit trying. I was like, and being that I'm a fan of y'all's, I know what is a touchy subject and not. So I want to have a good interview. I don't want to bring up something and then now the whole vibe changes. And so that's where I was like, when you told me, like, just remind me, I'm like, all right, cool. I'll remind her. I'll wait until, a little bit into the year, and then I'll remind her and everything, because again, look, I got the interview. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and that's how I look at life and things like that. But yeah, no, I understand that unwind. Everybody got kind of zoomed out for the most part with podcasts. It's like the whole world went digital, and everything. It was like, so I understand.
And then I tell everybody when they are understanding, I'm like, thank you for understanding. And people are like, no worries. But I'm like, you have no idea how many people, even with like the amount of scripts I get to read.
Mm-hmm.
Like for one, I really read I'm for real about this. Yeah. So I read the scripts that I get for auditions. I do the research for it. I watch the shows. I research the person, like the people behind the scenes, director, writer, producer, network, casting director, to see like their energy, their vibe. And then I also have to read unsolicited scripts that like people are like, can you read my script and give me feedback? Or can you read my script? I want you to be a part of this project. Or can you read my script and this? So I do that, but then I'll get an influx and I'm like, I can't right now.
Right.
Like there's someone who, great guy, read his script one time, talked to him, had a dope project. But one thing I don't like, if you have my email or my phone number off of something that we worked on, he sent me a script one time, so I responded back and I said, did you mean to send this to me? Like, people be having shit to do.
Right.
And even if my shit to do is to lay on my fucking sofa naked and let the wind blow on me, if that's what the fuck I want to do, I have shit to do. Don't ever think you're a priority in nobody's life.
Yeah.
Don't ever assume, don't ever impose. So it's just like, and that goes the same for me. I don't ever hit nobody and expect them to move and drop them down, except my mama. Like I be like, mom, and she hated. She always said, I hate when you rushing. I hate when you rushing, like, because you expect everybody else to rush, and I be like, nah, just you. Like, but it's just like I really will read people's scripts. I really will give feedback. I don't like when I give a person feedback and then they want me to basically, I give you the feedback and tell you the edits, like I type up a whole thing and then you want me to make the fucking edits for you. Now I ain't finna do your goddamn work. Like I done read the script now. So, I mean, yeah, that was just, I was like, damn, he gonna think because I know I was sending short answers. I was like multitasking and trying to respond back. I'm not a good multitasker. I was like, he gonna think I'm just like the worst person, like such a bitch. But I was like,
that's what I was telling you when we was talking. I was like, look, okay, I understand. And I told you I don't think because you thought that when I was like, listen, if I got to take off. So in the job that I work, like I am a manager at the job that I work, but like I only use my time off that they give me to do stuff like this because I legit want to, like, my goal in 2021 is to get out the workforce and kind of just live in my doing my podcast, creating my music, doing my graphic design, and that is what funds me. So I was like, I'm serious about this. So I was like, it wasn't like a huge sacrifice when I said I'm gonna take off so I can do this. I was legit just saying, just you let me know what day it is so I can get this interview because I really wanted to interview in regards to it. One of the things so you always talk about you manifest it, you receive it, and I wanted to kind of give you some ideas because you of some characters that I think that you can portray. So you on multiple occasions said, Marvel, I'm coming for you. And in this world of Black superheroes and things like that, have you thought about any characters that you think you could portray?
Storm.
Storm. I can see Storm. So we need a new Storm. You know that. Like I don't know how deep you are in this geek world and kind of, but Storm is the true queen of Wakanda.
Exactly.
Yep, she's the true queen of Wakanda. And so we've had this theory. This is the theory where where they can. And so if you watched any of the MCU, they haven't really introduced mutants. They never said the word mutants because X-Men was with Fox. And now that they got the rights with it, they're trying to figure out a way to introduce mutants. And in the sense of how Marvel does, like they drop those Easter eggs. I always said an easy way that they can do it where it's not the huge focus, but they can change it, is that in the next Black Panther or in general, they introduce Storm. They don't have to give her the big storyline yet, but just introducing her is introducing mutants because you know who she is, and that can start a whole wave.
Well, I would love that. I've always wanted to play Storm. So, I mean, that's just one of those things where, look, I'm gonna be honest. Marvel know I want in.
Okay, all right.
Marvel know I want in.
They know.
They know I want in.
So let me give you a few other people just to some so that way you know some other people. So I don't know if you watched the Marvel Luke Cage series on Netflix,
did.
But we need a new Misty Knight. So the black lady who gets the arm, we need a new Misty Knight. Because you know in the film and because that world, now that everything is in the film, they're going to need a new one of that. So I don't know. There's a black version of Wonder Woman. Her sister, her name is Nubia.
Okay.
Nubia, I think you would body that role.
I said I will take villain or hero.
Okay, well, most of them are heroes because there's this other girl. She's the smartest girl in all of Marvel. Her name is Nubia. Now she's a 9-year-old girl, but you know how they usually like tell like the future and everything like that. I can see you portraying her. Bumblebee, which is a character that's in Teen Titans, like she needs to be in there in regards like that. So these are some characters that I'm gonna resend them to you because I want you to do your research on them.
Bumblebee, Nubia, Misty Knight,
and
who else?
Moon Girl. All right, so the last two segments that we do what we call is a top 5, right? In regards to it. So for you, because of all the things that you do, who are your top 5 inspirations?
Ruby D.
Okay.
Taraji P. Henson.
Okay.
Nikki Giovanni. Judd Apatow.
Okay.
Ruby D, Taraji P. Henson, Judd Apatow, Nikki Giovanni, Regina King.
Nice. That's a nice list.
That's like from the industry. In real life, my mama, my daddy. My mama, my daddy, my auntie Jerry, my cousin Tap. I can't name one brother because you can't name one without naming. Yeah, right. Well, yeah, I am. My brother Sean, he live in Africa. Like, fuck it. At the end of the day, he is.
All right, so the last segment that we do is recommendation. It could be something that you're watching, you're reading, you're listening to, but just something that you think that our listeners and our viewers should check out.
I think the viewers should check out The Wilds on Amazon Prime. Okay. Amazing. My friend Rain is in it. Rain Edwards, she plays Melody in Snowfall.
Okay.
Kills it. When I tell you her acting is already great, but I felt like The Wilds brought out the best of her. Oh, like she killed it. I have a film that's out right now called Test Pattern. I think everybody should check it out. Kino Marquis /Test Pattern. KinoMarquis.com/Test Pattern. Is directed by a Black female, Shatara Michelle Ford. The lead is Brittany Hall. She played David Washington Jr.'s girlfriend / baby mama in Ballers.
Oh, I love it.
It's an amazing film. Beautiful. And it's definitely a film that deserves discussion around it when it comes to the Black female, the Black male, interracial relationships, what they feel the white man brings to a black female or could done, or how a white man may or not protect the black female in comparison to a black man protecting her. So definitely go watch Test Pattern, and the link is in my bio on Instagram. Also, I feel, what are we watching? Oh, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom on Netflix. Oh my God. Gotta go watch that. uh Queen's Gambit is really good on Netflix. Is that Netflix? Yeah, that's Netflix.
That's Netflix.
Queen's Gambit is really good. Bridgerton is amazing.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Bridgerton is amazing. This is a oldie but goodie. Peaky Blinders is on Netflix. Phenomenal. That's what I'm saying. That's me. I was him. Like in a past life. Yes, I was Thomas fucking Shelby in a past life. Let's see. All things black. You know what I'm saying? And so Judas and Messiah, Malcolm and Marie, anything out that's black, people should watch. And not just because it's Black History Month, but because black art is the origination of any form of art.
Yes, it is.
And you can quote me on that shit.
All right. So before we go, I do have to ask, do you have a dream role? A role that a person, something that you would love to portray?
So, okay, this is the thing. Because it's different dream roles, dream biopics, biopic, whatever, tomato. But I don't feel I look like her, but it would be my dream to play Ruby Dee. Like a biopic of her life.
Hey, Hollywood Magic, they can make you look like her.
Yeah, so that's what I would want them to do, because I would want to bring it justice. Like I have a friend, Tia Hendricks, who looks exactly like Eartha Kitt and would be amazing to be, you know what I'm saying? She can manifest that. I would love to play Ruby Dee. I love her. Everything about her. I also would love to play, if they did a film adaptation of Taraji P. Henson's book, A Roundaway Girl. I would love to play Taraji.
I can see that. I can see you playing Taraji.
Thank you. Dream role, I want to be a mob boss.
Ooh.
Like real Godfather type, hoodlum type, like American gangster mob boss.
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah,
like, I really feel I was that in my past life. So that, and then there's Marvel. And then I would also like to play, so you know how you have, what's the thing Zoe Saldana did? Where she was killing.
What was the?
It's like the Black Tomb Raider. What was it called? Who?
No, not Colombiana.
Colombiana, yes. So you have like Colombiana, you have Tomb Raider, you have Proud Mary. I want to be like, I want to be the black boss bitch with a gun.
You want to do some action. You want to jump out there.
I want to do action. I also want to do crime, mob boss. I also want to do Marvel. I also want to do something that is like, so that's what I'm saying. It depends. Each genre, I got something. I want to do something that's like a Hunger Games. So like Hunger Games, Maze Runner, something like that. So yeah, and then I want to pay homage to the blacks and do Ruby Dee.
Okay. All right. Well, where can my people find you?
Indicator, Georgia. You can find me on Instagram at Insta_B3AN. So Insta_Bean. You can find me on Facebook, actress Gail Bean. Type in something like that, you'll find me. Type in Gail Bean on anything, you'll find me. Twitter, Gail _Bean. Is that it?
Yeah.
I just, you know, I hear you, but I don't trust nobody.
I've only been DMing you and talking to you for this past like
Gail _Bean. Yes, you was right, but you could have been wrong. So technically, you wasn't 100% right because you could have been wrong. So I was right. So you can find me on Twitter at Gail_Bean. You can find me on Instagram, Insta_Bean. You can find me on Facebook, Gail Bean. I'm not on Clubhouse. I'm not on I'm on Snap, but I don't have it on my phone, so I ain't on Snap or none of the other shit.
Yeah.
I ain't got no OnlyFans. Yeah, that's about it. You can find me on Test Pattern, which premiered February 19th. So it's out. Link in my bio. You can find me on Snowfall season 4, which premiered February 24th. See, I'm saying premiered because I don't know when it's gonna air. And I got some new shit in the works, so you can find me on there when it come out. Yeah, and you could probably find me on a jet next to your nigga. No, I'm kidding.
All right, well, this has been
like, nigga, what?
all right, well, this has been One-on-One with Deuces. Man, I have been Deuces. This has been the amazing Gail Bean, and we are out.
It's been amazing. Thank you. Bye. Love you.
You like that video? Man, thank you for watching. We truly appreciate it. We got so many more videos on our page, so make sure you check them out over here. Hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so that way you can always be notified anytime we release a new video. You already know how Geekset get down. We got so much coming for y'all, man. Check it out. Stay in tune.